Hey guys, what's up? You're watching Jack's Tech Channel, and today we're going to be doing my final review on the Amazon Kindle Fire. Alright, so like I said, we're going to be reviewing the Kindle Fire today. This is basically going to be my opinions on this Kindle Fire, and basically kind of just to help you guys decide if you want to get a Kindle Fire, and basically everything you need to know about it. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the specs and that sort of stuff. Okay, so to start out, it's a 5.1 inch screen. It's pretty big, it works nice. I don't have any problems with the screen itself. It's pretty heavy and thick. I feel like they could make it a lot thinner and a lot lighter. It's a very heavy product, and it's also very thick. It's not bad to hold just because of the size of it, but I feel like they could have made improvements on that. Another thing too is it seems like they kind of went backwards from what we're used to. Up at the top, they actually have two speakers. So your speakers are on top, and then below you have your power button. Now this power button, I feel like, is the worst decision they could have ever done. I don't understand why they put this down here, but the power button is on the bottom. You can see it turns on the screen. Very awkward. I don't have very many problems with it. I'm just personally not a big fan of it. I've had times where I stand it up on a table like this and push it down, and it turns on the screen, or turns it off if I'm using it. So that's only one complaint, but otherwise I don't really mind it. I just think it's an awkward placement. On the bottom you have the power button, you have the USB port for charging, and you have a headphone jack to plug in a pair of headphones. Another thing too that I really don't like is they don't have any volume rockers on the side, which means you have to go inside of the Kindle to actually change it. And trying to change settings and stuff here is pretty big because of the lag, which we'll talk about that later. So yeah, now we're going to go ahead and just jump into the interface. So this is the home screen of it. You swipe to unlock right here, and there you go. There you are in the interface of the Kindle. My opinions on this, I do not like the whole layout of the Kindle Fire right here. I hate just how everything is laid out. I don't like the design of it, and I think it's just terrible looking. Now this is Amazon skin over Android, so this is an Android tablet with Amazon's little tweaks and their custom version of Android. Okay, so starting to look at the interface, up at the top here you can see whose Kindle it belongs to. This is not my Kindle, I'm just using it for the purpose of the video. But you can see the Kindle, you have your time right up at the top, and over here you have your battery, your Wi-Fi, and your settings. So if I tap the settings icon, you can see all the different settings inside the thing. You can choose to lock or unlock it, basically the screen rotation. You have the volume adjustment right here, which again, you don't have the rockers on the side, so you have to do it through the Kindle. You have your brightness right here, adjust the screen brightness, Wi-Fi, sync, and then many more options that you can use up in the settings menu. Works pretty well. Again, I just wish they had the option to change the volume from the outside of the Kindle. So then, as you can see up at the top here, you have your search bar. You can search the Kindle or the internet through that search bar. You have, this is called your carousel right here, and this basically shows your recent apps and what you've been into. So this is just kind of basically a recent app button. You can close them out here, so if you hold down, you can go add to favorites, remove from carousel. If you remove from carousel, you can see it disappears. One thing I don't like about this carousel is how all the things are different sizes. So you can see here the IMDb app is a little bit bigger than the Facebook app. This book is bigger than the other apps, and I just hate that design. It makes me... And then down below here you have your favorites. When you start to have rows of favorites, it can become annoying because obviously if they're your favorites, you want quick access to them. And when they're down here and you just scroll down, you can't have quick access to them. You have to scroll down and then tap them. So the favorites are nice, they're good to use, but overall I think they should make it so that the favorites are easily accessible and you can just tap on them quickly. So up here at the search bar works very nicely. You can search your device really quickly. You can also search other things like the web. One thing I have noticed is the keyboard is super small and cramped. I do not like the keyboard on this device. Very annoying to use. And again, when you type, you can see there's like a lag when you type. And I don't know why, but there's just always a constant lag when using this device. It's very annoying, but overall it works. Just the lag is kind of what ruins the whole experience. Alright, so obviously this is a tablet. You want to consume information, you want to play games, you want to do basically everything you want, you normally would do on a tablet. So what you need for that is obviously apps. So we're going to go over the App Store. Now this is Amazon's App Store. This is not the Google Play Store. So they have a lot of newer apps and stuff. I read somewhere that they have about 20,000 apps, which compared to the Google Play Store and iTunes, that is not a lot of apps at all. So you can see here they have all these apps, and again you can see the lag, just how it's actually going pretty well now, but when you start to load up pages it starts to get very laggy. But you can see they have lots of apps on here. I've scrolled for a long time and just constantly found games and apps that you can do. So you can see here, I mean, I can keep scrolling and just find a bunch of games. So they're actually very new games too. And even more than just games, there's other types of apps on here too. So they definitely have their app store filled up, and it's definitely a good app store. The one thing I have noticed about this app store is it doesn't exactly scream quality when you go to this app store and download apps. Now what I mean by that is, let's say I search Twitter here. If I spell it really badly in the process. Again, the keyboard is so cramped, it's hard to actually type stuff. And you spell stuff wrong quite a bit. I'm going to try a little bit better this time. Oh, I got to clear that one. And it's really, I'm used to iOS, so it's hard to get used to some of this stuff. But see, if I search Twitter here, they don't actually have an official Twitter app or anything. They have other side apps, but they don't have any official Twitter app that you can use. And I love Twitter. They don't have any Twitter apps, and that's one of the most popular social networks. Why do they not have that app? Another annoying thing too is apps like Facebook and stuff. When you download them, all they are is just a redirect to their website, and then you just go to their browser. So literally, if you download Facebook, it just takes you directly to the Facebook website through the web browser. And I think that's a terrible decision for an app, especially if, I mean, you download an app to do that task in there. Why you don't, basically you download it so you don't have to do it in the browser. I think that part's a little bit it's just not very solid. But overall, the App Store's good and it's well stocked with apps. The internet browser on this thing it's about the same as all the other web browsers. There have been times where it's been really slow, and it's just kind of unpredictable. Amazon's using this new technology called Silk, and what Silk is basically they load everything on their servers, so you don't have to load it at your servers, basically to help loading times go quicker, they claim. But if you try to go to some websites and stuff, there are times where, depending on how big the website is, see, they're loaded up fast. Now, this is just Google, keep in mind. Let's say we go to Twitter. We'll see how fast that is. Twitter. Okay, so you can see that was a little bit longer. Now let's try YouTube. Again, the keyboard is very laggy and small. So YouTube, we're going to go ahead and open it. And you can see it started loading there just a couple of seconds ago. And you get here, it loaded up pretty quick. It's using Flash. It streams videos very nice. I think videos is one thing that this device excels at. Watching videos is very nice on this device. I actually really enjoy watching videos on this device. So obviously this is a Kindle, and Kindles really started out to be an ebook reader. So obviously you gotta have books. Now this is Amazon, so that it's filled with books. You're not gonna have any shortage of books at all. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of books out there that you can read, and we got some installed here. My sister actually used this a lot for school, and she would read her books on here. It's very nice for reading. We'll go ahead and open up the Hunger Games here, and you can see here it's very nice. There's a little bit of lag when you turn pages, but overall, very nice experience reading with this. I've tried out little bits of reading on here from this book, and it works very well. Kindle is one thing they definitely do good at, is making an ebook reader that you can read books on. This is a very nice experience, and definitely something I would do or use to read. So again, with books also comes magazines. So you got your newsstand here. We can see you got USA Today right here, but they have many different magazine services and subscription magazine services that you can buy. They're very nice. They're, again, awesome to read. The Kindle Fire's definitely got the news and books apps, and the Kindle Fire has definitely got reading down to science with this. It's very nice, works very great. and it's overall a good experience to read on this. Now, probably one of my least things that I used on this. No. So one thing that I didn't use a lot using the Kindle Fire was this Docs right here. Basically, what Docs is it allows you to send files to an email, which they have right above there, and you can basically send files and read over files on here. I have not used this at all. They have this Kindle Fire starter guide on here for you to read. It's basically just like a book. But yeah, I do not use the documents little section up here at all. Another great thing Amazon has is their video app. Now, this all runs through Amazon Prime's video service, meaning that if you have Prime, you're going to have a lot of free movies and a lot of free TV shows. And you can see right here, they actually have some new movies like Inside Out, and a bunch of other movies right here that you can see, and tons of TV shows. If you have Amazon Prime, you are going to be happy with this device. You get so many videos, so many TV shows, and they're all for free. And watching videos on this device is amazing. I love watching videos on here. It works great, and the device is relatively small, so you can hold it and kind of just move it anywhere you need to and prop it up against something and watch your movie. It's a very nice experience. Now, the same goes for music here. You can basically download music from the device, or to the device, or the cloud. And then they have a full store that's just stocked with music. They're Amazon. Of course, they're going to have a lot of music here. Not as much as the iTunes store, but you can see they do have quite a few songs here. These are just a lot of the top songs right here. Or I guess these are albums. But you can see here there's a lot of different songs, albums on here that you can get. There's new releases, bestsellers, and yeah, they have music on here. Now, personally, I wouldn't want to listen to music on this device. I have tried listening to little bits. It sounds good. Music on here, it's very good. I just personally wouldn't use this to listen to music. I don't see the real reason why you'd want to listen to music on a tablet, especially if you could just get it on an iPod or an iPhone, or any phone in general, and just play it there. But you got all your music on here in case you ever need it. And there you go. That's pretty much a rundown of the whole interface of here and my review over everything in the interface. And yeah, my main concern is this area here. I don't like the carousel. I think they need to change this. They need to redesign all this. I love the icon bar at the top. I love the search bar at the top. And overall, it's a very, very good experience using it. For $200, definitely worth it. So now's the time in the video where I give you my final thoughts. My final thoughts on this device is basically, in my eyes, this is a cheap alternative to an iPad. If you don't have $500 to spend on an iPad, go for the Kindle Fire. It does everything you want it to do, it just doesn't do it as well. You spend $500 on an iPad, you get quality, easy to use, overall a good experience when you use the iPad. If you don't have that money, you buy a Kindle Fire, you get the same uses out of it. You can do anything you really need to on an iPad on this thing. It's just not very, it doesn't scream quality when you look at it and use it. But for $200, it's definitely worth it. It's a nice device. Now, I thought using this would be something that could maybe replace an iPad for me, or I would use this over an iPad. And through experience, I would say no, this would not replace my iPad. Ever, I think the iPad and iOS is just so nice. It's just easy to use. But this video is not about this compared to the iPad. I have a separate video for that if you want to go watch it. And even comparing this to other Android tablets, it still just seems like a step behind and kind of still old technology. It feels kind of cheap and just fake. It does do anything you would need to do in a tablet, so that is why I give it a thumbs up. I think if you want to get a tablet, you don't have a lot of money, go for the Kindle Fire. You can do anything you can do on the iPad on here. So there you go, that's my review on this thing. I definitely recommend you get one if you want a tablet and you don't already have an iPad. If you have the money for an iPad, definitely go for an iPad or another tablet. But for $200, this is a steal.